Before you scroll away, this is the kind of story that starts with one small moment and ends with a truth that changes everything. If you believe loyal dogs are sometimes the real heroes, subscribe and stay until the end. Because what this canine detected saved a baby's life in a way no one saw coming. The parking lot outside Maple Ridge Mall looked ordinary. Gray sky, cold air, holiday shoppers moving like a slow river toward warm lights and music. Emily Carter tightened her scarf and adjusted the strap of the diaper bag on her shoulder. Her baby, Noah, slept against her chest in a soft carrier, his tiny fist curled like he was holding onto a dream. She had promised herself she'd be quick, just diapers, formula, and the little giraffe teether Noah loved, in and out. No drama. But when she reached the entrance, drama found her anyway. A police cruiser sat near the sliding doors, lights off, parked like it belonged there. Beside it stood a uniformed officer, broad shoulders, calm face, talking with a mall security guard. And next to them, perfectly still, was a German shepherd in a tactical harness. The dog's name tag read, K9RX. Emily slowed without meaning to. Not because she was afraid, because something about the dog's focus drew her in. Rex wasn't looking at the officer or the crowd. He watched the entrance like he was reading invisible words in the air. Noah shifted in his sleep. Emily smiled down at him, then stepped forward. That's when Rex moved. Not a bark, not a growl. A sudden, controlled stride, straight into Emily's path. Emily stopped so quickly her boots squeaked against the concrete. Rex planted himself between her and the doors, body angled, head lifted. His ears were forward, tail low, and his eyes, dark and alert, locked on her chest. On Noah. Emily's heart stumbled. Excuse me?" The officer turned. His name badge said, Henderson. He took one look at Rex and went still. "Ma'am," Henderson said, stepping closer, hand up in a gentle stop. "Please don't move." Emily felt her face flush. "I'm just going inside. My baby is—" Rex took a half step closer and sniffed. Not Noah's head, not the blanket. He sniffed near Emily's collarbone, then the side of the carrier. He inhaled again, sharper this time, as if the smell hit him like a warning. Then Rex did something that made nearby shoppers pause and stare. He sat hard and precise right in front of Emily. A canine alert. Emily's mouth went dry. Did I do something?" Henderson's voice stayed calm, but his eyes were suddenly serious. "Ma'am, Rex is trained to detect specific threats. When he sits like that, it means he's found something." Emily's brain raced through a list of impossible things. Drugs, explosives. She didn't even drink wine. She barely slept. Her biggest crime lately was forgetting to pay her water bill on time. "This has to be a mistake," she whispered. Henderson nodded once, like he wanted it to be a mistake too, but he didn't dismiss it. He respected Rex the way a pilot respects an alarm light. "I need you to step back with me, slowly." Emily's arms tightened around Noah. Instinct screamed at her to protect him. "Please, Noah is just a baby." "I understand," Henderson said, and his tone softened. "But I need you to trust me. Rex doesn't do false alerts often." A mall employee walked by with a cart of boxes and slowed to watch. A couple near the entrance did the same. Someone lifted a phone. Emily took a step back. Rex rose and moved with her, keeping his nose near the carrier. Not aggressive, urgent. Henderson spoke into his radio. "Dispatch, I need a secondary unit at Maple Ridge Mall entrance. K9 Rex has an alert on a civilian. Possible hazardous material. We're moving to a safe distance." Emily's breath turned shallow. Hazardous material? She had a sudden flash of Noah's tiny lungs, his soft skin, the way his cheeks turned pink when he cried. She imagined invisible poison in the air. She imagined being the reason something happened to him. "Oh my God," she said, voice cracking. I haven't been anywhere. I went from my apartment to daycare to here." Henderson's gaze flicked to her. "Daycare?" "Yes. I picked him up early because he had a little cough." Emily swallowed. "They said it was nothing. Just dry air." Rex's ears twitched at her words, as if the dog understood the shift in the story. Henderson led her away from the entrance toward the far side of the lot, where the wind cut harder. He positioned her near an empty row of carts, away from the crowd. "Ma'am," he said, lowering his voice, "has anyone given you anything today? A package? A gift? A new blanket? Anything new in that carrier?" Emily blinked rapidly, trying to remember. "No. I mean, Noah's daycare gave me a small bag. His spare onesie and his pacifier in case I needed it. I put it in the diaper bag." Rex's head snapped toward the diaper bag. Henderson's jaw tightened. "Okay, I'm going to ask you to set the diaper bag down gently and step away from it." Emily did it with shaking hands. Rex immediately moved in, sniffing the bag with quick, precise breaths. His nose pressed along the zipper, then the side pocket. Then he sat again, hard, certain. Henderson exhaled slowly. He spoke into the radio again, quieter but faster. "Confirmed. Alert on diaper bag. Initiate protocol." Emily's knees felt weak. "Protocol? What does that mean?" Henderson looked at her, and for the first time, Emily saw fear behind his professionalism. Not fear of her, but fear for what might be near her baby. "It means," he said carefully, "we treat this like it's real, until we know it's not." A second cruiser rolled in, tires crunching gravel. Another officer stepped out, and behind him, like something out of a movie, came a woman in a navy jacket with a medical bag, moving fast. "Officer Henderson," she called. Henderson pointed. "This is the mother. Baby's in the carrier. K9 alert on diaper bag, possibly contamination. We need an assessment." The woman's face tightened. She turned to Emily with a practiced calm. "I'm Dr. Mara Lynn with County Emergency Response. Ma'am, I need you to listen to me very carefully." Emily felt herself nod even though she barely understood the words. Dr. Lynn stepped closer, eyes scanning Noah. "Has he had unusual symptoms today? Trouble breathing? Blue lips? Weakness? Anything that felt off?" Emily swallowed. "He coughed, just a little, but he's been sleepy. More than usual." Dr. Lynn's gaze sharpened. "More sleepy? How long?" "Since daycare," Emily whispered. Dr. Lynn looked at Henderson, then at Rex, then back at the diaper bag sitting alone like a harmless object, except now it looked like a threat. "Okay," Dr. Lynn said, voice steady. "We're going to do this fast. Officer, I need a safe area and gloves. Ma'am, we may have to remove the baby from the carrier." Emily's arms instinctively wrapped tighter around Noah. "No, please, he needs me." "I know," Dr. Lynn said gently. "But if the carrier or the bag is contaminated, we need to isolate him from the source." Emily's eyes burned with tears. She stared at Rex, this dog she had never met, standing rigid, focused, like he could smell something everyone else couldn't, and suddenly, the fear turned into something else. Hope. Because if Rex was right, if something was wrong, then maybe they weren't too late. Henderson crouched slightly to meet Emily's eyes. "Ma'am, I need you to trust Rex. He's saved people before." Emily's lip trembled. "Saved them from what?" Henderson looked at the diaper bag again and his voice dropped to a near whisper. "From the kind of thing you don't see until it's already taken something from you." And as the wind swept across the parking lot, Rex let out a single, low whine. Not fear, not aggression. A warning, because somewhere inside that diaper bag, something deadly had hitched a ride home with a baby. Dr. Lynn snapped on gloves so fast the latex made sharp little pops. Henderson handed her another pair, then stepped to the side, positioning himself between Emily and the crowd. The second officer, Officer Ruiz, rolled a portable barrier sign from his trunk and began directing people away with firm, controlled motions. Emily barely noticed any of it. Her attention was locked on Noah. His eyelashes fluttered as though he was trying to wake, but his small face remained slack, too peaceful for the chaos erupting around them. "Ma'am," Dr. Lynn said, "I'm going to take Noah out of the carrier. I want you to keep your hands visible and still. This isn't because we think you did anything wrong. It's because we don't know what we're dealing with." Emily's throat tightened. "Is he going to be okay?" Dr. Lynn didn't lie. She didn't promise. She simply said, "We're going to give him the best chance possible." Henderson unfastened the carrier buckle carefully while Dr. Lynn supported Noah's head. Emily held her breath as Noah was lifted out, so small, so warm, like the world had no right to frighten something that innocent. Rex pressed close, sniffing the carrier straps, then the fabric near Noah's back. His movements were controlled but urgent, like he was tracking a trail of invisible smoke. Dr. Lynn placed Noah on a clean emergency blanket spread across the hood of the cruiser. She clipped a small monitor to Noah's foot and watched the numbers appear. Her calm expression didn't change, but her eyes did. "His oxygen is a little low," she said. Emily's heartbeat pounded in her ears. "Low? Why?" Dr. Lynn looked at the diaper bag again. "We need to see what's in there, but we're not opening it like normal. Officer Henderson, do you have a containment kit in your unit?" Henderson nodded. "I do." He moved quickly, retrieving a hard plastic case from the trunk. The case clicked open to reveal sealed gloves, clear evidence bags, chemical test strips, and a compact respirator. Emily stared. "This is real." Henderson's gaze softened for half a second. "It's real." Rex suddenly stepped forward and nose-bumped the side pocket of the diaper bag, then sat again, unwavering. "Right there," Henderson murmured. "He's pointing us to the same spot." Dr. Lin took a deep breath, then pulled on thicker gloves and a face shield. Henderson did the same. Ruiz stayed a few feet back, scanning the lot. "Ma'am," Dr. Lin said, "I need you to tell me exactly what you put in that side pocket today." Emily tried to swallow. Her mouth was too dry. I think my keys, and maybe Noah's pacifier, and daycare put a little baggie like a zip bag with his spare items." Her voice caught. "They also gave me a note. They said he bumped his head lightly, but he didn't cry much. They said he was fine." Henderson and Dr. Lin exchanged a glance. "Doctor." Lin's tone stayed gentle but sharpened around the edges. "Did they say who was with him when he bumped his head?" Emily blinked. "No, just that it happened during playtime." Henderson turned slightly toward Ruiz. "Call daycare. Ask for the director. Now." Ruiz was already lifting his phone. Dr. Lin crouched near the bag. She didn't unzip it. Not yet. Instead, she pulled out a long, thin sampling strip and slid it along the zipper seam, collecting microscopic residue. Rex's nostrils flared. He whined again, low, steady, like a siren nobody else could hear. Dr. Lin withdrew the strip and placed it onto a small testing card. She dropped a reagent onto it. For a second, nothing happened. Emily's heart begged for the result to be nothing, for all of this to be a misunderstanding, for Rex to be wrong this one time. Then the card changed color, not a gentle shift, a fast, unmistakable bloom of red and orange. Dr. Lin's eyes widened, and for the first time her calm cracked. "Henderson," she said quietly, "we've got a positive." Emily stumbled backward. "Positive for what?" Dr. Lin didn't answer immediately. She looked at Noah's monitor, then back at the test. Her voice was low, controlled, but urgent. "Potential organophosphate exposure," she said. Emily didn't know the word, but she heard the danger in it. "What does that mean?" "It means," Dr. Lin said, "a chemical that can interfere with breathing and the nervous system. Some are pesticides, some are worse." Emily's mind spun. "How could that be in my baby's bag?" Henderson's jaw clenched. "Sometimes it's accidental. Sometimes it's malicious." The word malicious hit Emily like ice water. "No," she whispered. No, this is my baby. Why would... Rex took 2 steps toward Emily and stopped, head lifted, eyes steady, not threatening, almost grounding, like he was saying, "Stay with me, we're not done." Dr. Lin reached into her kit and pulled out a small vial and a syringe. Emily's eyes locked on it. "You're giving him a shot?" "Yes," Dr. Lin said. "This is a countermeasure. It can buy us time, but he needs a hospital immediately." Emily's voice broke. Please help him." Henderson placed a hand on her shoulder. "Firm, human. We are. But I need you to remember everything you did today. Every person you spoke to. Every place you stopped. Anyone who could have touched your bag, even for a second." Emily shook her head, tears spilling now. "I went to daycare. I signed him out. I put his things in the bag. I walked to my car, that's it." "Did anyone bump into you?" Henderson pressed. "Anyone accidentally brush past you?" Emily tried to replay the moments. She remembered the daycare hallway, bright posters, tiny cubbies, children's drawings taped to walls. She remembered the receptionist smiling. She remembered a man in a maintenance uniform carrying a box. She remembered thinking he smelled like bleach. Then she remembered something else. A woman in the parking lot near daycare standing by a faded sedan. The woman had a hoodie pulled up, face turned away, hand lifted as if she was checking her phone. Emily had thought nothing of it, because who watches a mother with a baby unless they're waiting? Emily's breath caught. "There was someone near my car." Henderson's eyes narrowed. "Describe them." "I didn't see much, just a hoodie, dark and..." Emily swallowed. "And I remember thinking, why is she just standing there?" Ruiz stepped back toward them, phone to his ear. "Daycare director is on the line. She's freaking out. Says there's been an incident. Another mother reported her diaper bag smelled chemical last week. They didn't report it." Henderson's face went hard. "They didn't report it?" Ruiz shook his head. "She said they thought it was cleaning supplies." "Doctor." Lin didn't look up from Noah as she administered the shot carefully into his thigh. Noah stirred, lips parting as if he wanted to cry but couldn't gather the strength. Emily's entire body trembled. "Noah." Dr. Lin adjusted the monitor. He's responding. That's good. Henderson spoke into his radio now, voice sharp with authority. Dispatch, we have a confirmed chemical exposure case. Notify Hazmat. Notify Child Protective. No, notify Major Crimes. This may be intentional. We need units at Maple Ridge Daycare now. The words sounded unreal, like a TV show playing too loud. But it wasn't TV. It was Emily's life. And then Rex did something unexpected. He moved away from the diaper bag, not far, just a few steps, then snapped his head toward the mall entrance. His ears went rigid, his body locked. Henderson followed his gaze. Across the parking lot, a person in a grey hoodie was walking quickly, head down, moving against the flow, away from the entrance, away from the crowd, away from them. Rex let out a sharp bark, one single explosive sound that made people jump. Henderson's hand went to his belt. "Ruiz!" Rex surged forward, leash snapping taut, dragging Henderson half a step before Henderson regained control. "Rex has something," Henderson said. His voice was tight. "That person, he's tracking." Emily stared, stunned. "Is that the woman?" She couldn't be sure, but her stomach screamed yes. Because the hoodie, the posture, the way they didn't look around like a normal shopper, the way they moved like they had one mission: disappear. Henderson handed the leash to Ruiz. "Stay with Dr. Lin and the mother. I'm going after them." Ruiz hesitated. "Alone?" Henderson's eyes flicked to Noah's monitor, then back to Rex, who strained like a coiled spring. "Rex won't let them get away." Emily grabbed Henderson's sleeve with shaking fingers. "Please, if you catch them, tell me why." Henderson met her eyes, and his voice softened for a moment. "We will, and we'll stop this from happening to anyone else." Then he ran. Rex exploded forward with him, a blur of muscle and purpose charging across the parking lot toward the hoodie figure. Emily watched them go, clutching Noah's tiny hand, and realized something terrifying. This wasn't just about her baby. This was about someone testing a method, and Noah, sweet, sleeping Noah, had been picked like a name off a list. The hoodie figure glanced back once. That single glance was enough. Henderson saw it, the flash of panic, the split-second calculation, the sudden change in direction. The person didn't simply keep walking. They cut hard toward the side exit between two buildings, where cameras were fewer and shadows pooled like hiding places. "Stop!" Henderson shouted. The figure ran. Rex needed no command. He pulled Henderson into a sprint that felt impossible in heavy boots and gear. Cars honked. A shopper screamed. Somewhere, someone shouted, "What's happening?" But Henderson only had eyes for the runner and the dog, who was laser-focused on catching them. They hit the side lane near the loading docks. The air smelled like exhaust and old cardboard. The runner darted around a trash compactor, then slipped through a narrow gap between a delivery truck and a brick wall. Rex lunged. Henderson's grip tightened. "Rex, track!" Rex's nose dropped to the ground for half a second. Then his head snapped up again, following a scent trail that was clearly stronger than any human clue. The runner burst out into a service alley behind the mall. Fewer people, less noise, more opportunity to vanish, but also fewer witnesses. Henderson felt the unease climb his spine. The runner was leading them somewhere. Rex barked again, 2 sharp bursts. Henderson's radio crackled. "Henderson, backup is 3 minutes out." 3 minutes is too long," Henderson muttered. The runner reached a chain-link gate and yanked it open. Beyond it, a narrow wooded strip behind the mall, littered with dead leaves and half-melted snow. A place where footprints disappeared and a person could hide behind trees. Henderson pushed through the gate. Rex's nails scraped dirt as he accelerated. The runner's breathing became audible, ragged, desperate. They stumbled once, caught themselves, and kept going. Then, from somewhere ahead, a sudden metallic click. Henderson froze. A click like a car door unlocking. No, a click like a weapon. "Rex, down!" Henderson snapped. Rex dropped instinctively, flattening himself for a split second. A shot cracked the air. The bullet hit a tree trunk inches above Henderson's head, splintering bark. Henderson's blood turned cold. This wasn't a petty criminal. This was someone ready to kill. He ducked behind a large oak, heart hammering, and spoke into his radio, voice low but urgent. "Shots fired. Suspect armed. Behind the mall, wooded strip. Send backup now." Another shot. Leaves shook. A branch snapped. Rex stayed low, eyes locked forward, muscles trembling with the urge to move. Henderson peered around the trunk and spotted the runner, now crouched behind a fallen log, gun in hand, hoodie pushed back slightly. Not a woman. A man, young, maybe late 20s, pale skin, sharp cheekbones, a face that looked more annoyed than afraid, as if this chase was an inconvenience. He aimed again. Henderson fired one warning shot into the dirt near him. "Drop it! Police!" The man snarled and shifted, moving deeper into the trees. Rex's ears flicked. His head turned slightly to the right, then left, as if he sensed movement beyond what Henderson could see. And then Rex did something that changed the entire outcome. He didn't charge straight toward the gun. He circled, fast, wide, silent. A tactical maneuver trained into him. Henderson realized Rex was trying to flank. "Good boy," he whispered, steadying his weapon. The man fired again, this time toward the movement of Rex, catching only empty space. Rex launched, a blur of black and tan. The man tried to pivot, but Rex was already on him, teeth clamped on the man's forearm, a controlled bite trained to disable without killing. The gun dropped into the leaves. Henderson rushed forward, kicked it away and slammed the man's shoulder to the ground, cuffing him with practiced speed. The suspect thrashed. "Get off me! Get that mutt off me!" Rex held firm until Henderson gave the command. "Out!" Rex released instantly, backing up with his chest heaving, eyes still locked on the suspect. Henderson knelt close, voice icy. "Who are you? Why did you run?" The man spat in the dirt. "I didn't do anything." Henderson grabbed the man's hoodie collar and yanked it slightly down, revealing a strap across his chest, a small sling bag. Henderson's stomach tightened. "What's in the bag?" The man's eyes flashed with something almost proud. "Nothing you can prove." Henderson pulled the bag off and unzipped it carefully. Inside were small sealed vials, syringes, gloves, and a handwritten list of addresses, some crossed out. The very first address was Emily's apartment. Henderson's heart slammed against his ribs. "Jesus," he whispered. The man laughed, short, bitter. "You cops always show up late. That's the point." Henderson's gaze went hard. "What is this? Some kind of sick experiment?" The suspect's smile widened. "Call it a demonstration." Henderson's radio buzzed again. "Henderson, Ruiz here. Mother and infant are being transported to County General now. Baby stable but weak. Hazmat is en route to the mall." Henderson's eyes never left the suspect. "Copy. I have the suspect in custody. He's got chemical supplies and a target list." The suspect turned his head slightly, as if savoring Henderson's words. "You know what's funny?" the man said. "You think this is about the baby." Henderson felt a chill crawl up his back. "Isn't it?" The man's eyes gleamed with a kind of twisted satisfaction. "No," he whispered. "It's about the panic." Henderson's fist tightened. "Explain." The man leaned back in the leaves, looking up at the gray sky like he was watching a movie he'd already seen. "I worked at that daycare," he said. "Not officially. Contract jobs, cleaning, repairs. Nobody checks background when you're maintenance." Henderson's jaw clenched. "I left a little gift in the diaper bag," the man continued, voice almost casual. "Not enough to kill quickly, enough to make the baby sick, enough to make the mother terrified, enough to make the news." "Interesting." Henderson's blood boiled. "Why?" The man's eyes narrowed. "Because people only listen when they're scared." Henderson's mind flashed to the list of addresses. Multiple names, multiple babies. "How many?" Henderson demanded. "How many have you done this to?" The man smiled again, then said something that made Henderson's stomach drop. "More than you know." Backup finally arrived, officers rushing in, weapons drawn. Henderson handed off the suspect, evidence bagged and documented. Rex sat beside Henderson, steady and proud, blood on his muzzle from the bite, but his eyes calm like he had completed a mission. As the suspect was dragged away, he turned his head back one last time, looking at Rex with pure hatred. "You think the dog is a hero," he sneered. "It's just an animal, and animals can be replaced." Henderson stepped forward, voice low and lethal. "Touch another child, and you'll spend the rest of your life wishing you'd never been born." The suspect laughed, unfazed, but Henderson wasn't thinking about threats. He was thinking about Emily, sitting in an ambulance, holding Noah, trying not to fall apart. He was thinking about the daycare, how easily someone slipped in. He was thinking about the vials and the list, because if even one address on that list had been acted on, then Rex hadn't just saved Noah. He had stopped a chain reaction, and now Henderson had to move fast, because the suspect's final words weren't just arrogance. They sounded like a warning, as if someone else was involved. Emily rode in the ambulance like her body had turned to glass, fragile, shaking, barely holding together. The medic sat across from her, checking Noah's vitals, speaking in a calm voice that felt too gentle for the fear pounding inside Emily's chest. Noah's eyes opened briefly, just a sliver, a sleepy blink. Emily leaned in close. "Hey baby, Mummy's here." His lips moved, almost like he wanted to cry, but only a soft sound came out. Emily's throat tightened. The medic adjusted the oxygen mask. "He's fighting," she said. "That's good." Emily wanted to believe her. She wanted to cling to good, like a rope, but her mind kept replaying Rex's alert. The test card turning red, Dr. Lin's voice, organophosphate exposure, and the worst part, worse than the chemicals, was the thought that someone chose her baby. County General's ER was bright and loud, the kind of place where time stopped making sense. Nurses moved fast. A doctor asked rapid-fire questions. Emily answered with broken sentences, hands trembling. Then Dr. Lin appeared again, pushing through the doors with purpose. "Emily," she said, "we're going to decontaminate and run blood tests. We gave him a countermeasure early, and that matters. You did the right thing by cooperating." Emily let out a sound that was half sob, half laugh. "I didn't do anything. The dog did." Dr. Lin's gaze softened. "Yes, the dog did." Emily sat in a small room while Noah was taken behind double doors. The sound of those doors closing felt like the world closing. A hospital chaplain offered water. Emily couldn't drink. Minutes stretched. Then Henderson walked in. Emily sprang up so fast her chair scraped. "Officer Noah, did you catch?" Henderson held up a hand gently. "Noah is receiving care. Dr. Lin says your quick response made a difference." Emily's knees wobbled with relief and fear. "And the person?" Henderson's jaw tightened. "We caught him. He was armed. Rex stopped him." Emily's breath hitched. "Rex, is he okay?" Henderson nodded. "He's fine. A little scraped up, but he did his job." Emily's eyes filled again. "Why? Why would anyone?" Henderson sat across from her, posture heavy like he'd aged 5 years in an hour. He placed a sealed evidence photo on the table, printed quickly by a detective unit. It was a handwritten list. Addresses. Names. Emily's own address at the top. Emily stared, the room tilting. "That's my apartment." Henderson nodded. "Yes." Her voice turned small. "So, he planned it?" "Yes," Henderson said. "He worked around the daycare, maintenance, cleaning, unofficial. He had access." Emily's hands covered her mouth. A sound escaped her that she didn't recognize, raw grief mixed with rage. "And I just walked out with Noah," she whispered, like nothing was wrong. Henderson leaned forward. "Listen to me. This is not your fault. People like him rely on normal people being normal." Emily looked up, eyes burning. "What did he put in my bag?" "We're still confirming," Henderson said, careful with his words. "But it appears to be a chemical meant to cause harm, slowly. Enough to make a child weak, enough to create panic." Emily's voice broke. "Panic for what? For attention?" Henderson hesitated, then said the part that scared him most. The suspect said it was about the panic, about people only listening when they're scared. Emily felt her stomach drop. "So he wanted a headline?" Henderson nodded. "Possibly, but there's more." He slid another paper forward. This one a report. "We called the daycare director. Another mother reported a chemical smell last week. They didn't report it." Emily's eyes flashed with anger. "They didn't report it?" "They thought it was cleaning supplies," Henderson said, voice tight. "We're investigating negligence." Emily's hands clenched into fists. If they had reported it, Noah wouldn't be... She stopped, unable to finish. Henderson's voice softened. "I know." A nurse peeked into the room. "Ms. Carter, the doctor wants to speak to you." Emily stood, legs shaky. Henderson rose with her. They walked to a curtained area. A pediatric specialist in scrubs greeted her, eyes steady. "Ms. Carter," he said, "your son is stable. The medication helped. His oxygen is improving." Emily's breath came out in a sob. "Thank you," the doctor continued, "but we need to monitor him closely. Some effects can be delayed. We'll keep him overnight at least." Emily nodded rapidly. "Whatever you need. Please, just help him." As the doctor stepped away, Henderson turned to Emily. "I also need to ask you something difficult." Emily wiped her face. "Ask." Henderson's gaze sharpened. "Do you know anyone who might target you specifically? Anyone from your past? A disgruntled ex? Anyone who's threatened you?" Emily's mind raced. "No, I'm just a mom. I work at a dental office. I barely go anywhere." Henderson nodded slowly. "That matches what we suspect." "What do you mean?" Henderson lowered his voice. The list we found includes people who don't have obvious connections. Mothers, families, random. Emily's blood ran cold. So he didn't pick me. Henderson's eyes held hers. He picked a type. Emily looked toward Noah's room where a nurse hovered, checking monitors. She thought of other babies, other diaper bags, other mothers who might not have a Rex standing between them and the doors. She whispered, "How many names were on that list?" Henderson's face darkened. "Enough that we're treating this like a major case." Emily's hands trembled again. "Then you have to stop him. Completely." Henderson nodded. "We will." But as he said it, his phone buzzed. He glanced at the screen and his expression shifted, tightening. He answered quietly. "Henderson." A voice crackled from the other end. "Ruiz." "Henderson," Ruiz said. "We have a problem." Henderson's eyes narrowed. "What kind of problem?" "The suspect. He's asking for a lawyer," Ruiz said. "But that's not the issue. The issue is, he's not acting like this is over. He keeps saying the same thing." Henderson's pulse quickened. "What thing?" Ruiz swallowed audibly. "He keeps repeating, 'You caught the wrong guy.'" Henderson froze. Emily stared at him. "What did he say?" Henderson's voice dropped. "He's claiming he's not alone." Emily's skin went cold. "So there's someone else." Henderson looked toward Noah's room, then back at Emily. And in his eyes, Emily saw something terrifying. Not certainty, urgency. Because if the man they caught wasn't the only one, then somewhere out there another maintenance worker might be holding another diaper bag. And this time, there might not be a Rex. The next morning, Maple Ridge Daycare looked different, like someone had drained the innocence from it overnight. Yellow police tape stretched across the entrance. Officers moved in and out. Parents stood behind barricades, whispering, crying, demanding answers. Reporters gathered at the corner, cameras ready, hungry for a story. Emily watched from Henderson's unmarked car, heart heavy. Noah was still in the hospital, but stable enough that Dr. Lin insisted Emily could step away briefly, if she stayed in contact and returned immediately. Emily didn't want to leave Noah's side, but she needed the truth. Henderson sat beside her, hands on the wheel, eyes scanning the daycare door. Rex was in the back seat, calm and watchful, his gaze focused like he understood they weren't done. Emily swallowed. This place was supposed to be safe. Henderson's jaw tightened. It was supposed to be. They stepped out into the cold. Cameras swung toward them immediately. A reporter called, "Ma'am, is it true your baby was poisoned?" Henderson moved in front of Emily, blocking the cameras with his body. "Back up. This is an active investigation." Emily kept walking, head down, ignoring the flashes. Inside the daycare, the smell hit her first. Cleaning solution layered over something else. Something sharp, chemical, like the memory of fear itself. The director, Mrs. Delaney, stood near the front desk, wringing her hands. Her face was pale, eyes red, as if she'd cried all night. "Oh, Emily," she breathed. "I'm so sorry, I'm so—" Emily's voice was quiet, but firm. "Where is he?" Mrs. Delaney blinked. "Who?" "The maintenance worker," Emily said, every word burning. "The one you let in, the one who touched my baby's things." Mrs. Delaney's mouth opened and closed like a fish out of water. We use contractors. Sometimes they don't—" Henderson stepped forward. "His name is Evan Cross. We have him in custody." Mrs. Delaney gasped. "Evan? No, Evan was polite. He fixed the bathroom sink. He also carried chemical agents and a target list," Henderson cut in. "Now tell me, who hired him?" Mrs. Delaney shook her head rapidly. "We use a service, Brightworks Maintenance. They send people as needed." Henderson's eyes narrowed. "We're already pulling their records." Emily's hands clenched. "You said another mother complained last week." Mrs. Delaney flinched. "Yes, but you did nothing," Emily said, voice trembling with rage. "My baby almost died." Mrs. Delaney's face crumpled. "I didn't think—" Emily stepped closer, eyes blazing. "That's the problem. You didn't think." Henderson placed a hand on Emily's shoulder, not to silence her, but to keep her grounded. "Emily, we're here to find facts. Let us work." They moved through the hallway. Children's artwork still hung on the walls. Handprint turkeys, paper snowflakes, smiling stick figure families. Emily's stomach twisted at the contrast. They reached Noah's classroom. Tiny chairs, soft rugs, a shelf of toys. And in the corner, a cubby with Noah's name taped in neat letters. Emily's throat tightened. Rex stepped in and sniffed, slow and methodical. His nose traced the floor near the cubbies, then moved toward the trash can. He paused, sniffed again, sat. Henderson's face went hard. "There, A forensic tech moved in, opening the trash can with care. Inside were wipes, paper towels, and a small plastic bag. A bag that smelled faintly chemical even from a distance. Dr. Lin, present with hazmat gloves, examined it. "This is not normal cleaning residue," she said sharply. "This is consistent with concentrated exposure." Emily's knees wobbled. "So he did it here?" Henderson nodded, jaw clenched. "Yes, he likely planted it in your belongings when you weren't looking." Emily swallowed hard. "But how could he know my bag?" Henderson's gaze moved to the cubbies. "Because daycare is predictable. Bags in the same spot, same schedule, same routine." Emily felt sick. So he watched. Henderson's phone buzzed. He answered, turning slightly away. His voice was low. "Henderson." A pause. Then Henderson's eyes narrowed. "You're sure?" Another pause. Emily's stomach tightened. She hated that look, like the world was getting worse even when you begged it not to. Henderson hung up and turned back. "We found something." "What?" Henderson's voice was grim. "Evan Cross isn't listed as an employee of Brightworks." Emily's breath caught. "Then who is he?" Henderson said the words slowly, like they weighed a ton. "He used a stolen identity." Emily's skin went cold. "So he could get hired anywhere." Henderson nodded. "And slip into places that don't check deeply." Emily thought of the list again. Addresses, families. She whispered, "Then he could have done this before." Dr. Lin stepped in, holding a sealed evidence bag. "Officer, you need to see this." Inside the bag was a small laminated badge, like the kind contractors wore. It had a name and photo. Not Evan Cross, a different name, a different face, and yet the eyes looked similar. Emily stared. "That's not him." Henderson's voice was tight. "No, that's the identity he stole." Dr. Lin lowered her voice. "The question is, where did he get it?" Henderson's eyes hardened. "We're about to find out." They left the classroom and moved toward the daycare office, where files were stacked. Henderson's team began pulling contractor logs, sign-in sheets, security footage. Emily stood in the hallway, arms wrapped around herself, feeling like she'd stepped into a nightmare someone else had written. Then a detective approached Henderson, holding a tablet. "Got the footage," the detective said. "There's something you need to see." Henderson watched the screen, expression darkening. Emily stepped closer. "What is it?" Henderson hesitated, then turned the tablet toward her. The footage showed the daycare parking lot, grainy but clear enough. Emily's car. Emily stepping out with Noah. Then a second figure, not the hoodie man. A woman, blonde hair tucked under a beanie, moving smoothly, smiling at a parent like she belonged there. She passed Emily, bumped her diaper bag lightly with her shoulder, and her hand slipped into the side pocket with practiced ease. Emily's heart stopped. That's her." Henderson's voice dropped to a furious whisper. He wasn't alone. The detective zoomed in on the woman's face. Emily saw it clearly now. Calm eyes, no panic, no fear. A person who looked like she could blend into any crowd. A person who could walk into a daycare, touch a baby's things, and walk away smiling. Henderson's phone buzzed again. He answered fast. "Henderson!" Then he went still. Emily's breath caught. "What? What is it?" Henderson's eyes lifted slowly to hers. "The suspect," he said. "Evan Cross. He's dead." Emily's blood turned to ice. "What?" Henderson's voice was low, stunned. He was found unresponsive in his holding cell. Medical says overdose, but he didn't have access." Emily stumbled backward. "So someone—" Henderson's face hardened, rage and urgency mixing. "Someone silenced him." Emily's voice was barely a whisper. "Because he was going to talk." Henderson nodded once. "Which means the real danger is still out there." Rex let out a low growl, not at anyone in the room, but at the air itself, like he could smell the shifting threat. Henderson looked toward the exit, then back to Emily. "Emily," he said, voice firm, "I need you and Noah protected. Starting now." Emily's hands shook. "I just want my baby safe." Henderson's eyes held hers. "Then we're going to catch the one who did this." And somewhere in the footage, frozen on the woman's calm face, Emily realized the worst truth of all. The person who tried to poison Noah didn't look like a monster. She looked like a mom. Henderson didn't sleep that night. Neither did Emily. She sat by Noah's hospital bed, listening to the steady beep of monitors, watching his tiny chest rise and fall under a warm blanket. Every time Noah's fingers twitched, Emily's heart squeezed, half relief, half fear. In the corner, a uniformed officer stood quietly, hospital security assigned to them. Emily hated that they needed it. but she hated more that they did. Henderson called at 2:13 a.m. Emily answered on the first ring. "Any news?" His voice was tired but sharp. "We got a face from the footage. We ran it through state databases, nothing direct, no matches. But we got a partial from a traffic camera near the daycare." Emily sat up. "What does that mean?" "It means she didn't vanish," Henderson said. "She drove, and she got caught on camera leaving the area." Emily swallowed. "So you have her car?" "Partial plate," Henderson said. "But enough. We're narrowing it." Emily stared at Noah. "Officer, why would she do this?" Henderson was silent for a beat. Then he said, "Because she's trained." Emily's skin prickled. "Trained? This wasn't a random thief," Henderson said. "Her movement, how she bumped you, how she slid her hand in without hesitation, that's practiced." Emily felt sick, like a pickpocket, like someone who knows how to move unnoticed, Henderson confirmed. And she wasn't just stealing, she was planting. Emily's throat tightened. "So she's the real one." "She's part of it," Henderson said. "And Evan Cross being killed in custody tells us something. There's a bigger structure." Emily's mind raced. "A group? A network?" Henderson said carefully. "Could be one person controlling others, could be multiple, but it's not over." Emily looked at Noah, tears slipping down her cheeks. "I can't. Henderson, I can't live like this. Every stranger's face, every daycare hallway." "I know," Henderson said, and his voice softened. "But you're not alone." The next morning, Henderson arrived at County General with Rex. Emily stood as soon as she saw them. Rex's presence alone made her breathe easier. He padded over and sat beside her, calm and warm, leaning his shoulder lightly against her leg. Emily whispered, "Thank you." Rex blinked slowly, like he understood gratitude. Henderson spoke quietly. "We need to move you. Safe house. Not because we think they'll come today, but because we can't assume they won't." Emily's eyes widened. "Her safe house, like witness protection?" "Temporary," Henderson said, "until we catch her." Emily's stomach flipped. "And Noah. He'll be discharged soon if he keeps improving," Henderson said. "We'll move him with you." Emily looked at Noah's sleeping face. "Okay." Henderson handed her a printed image, a still shot from the security footage. Enhanced. The woman in the beanie, blonde, late 30s, smile faint, almost friendly, eyes that looked ordinary. Emily stared. "She's pretty." Henderson's expression didn't change. "That's how they get close." Emily swallowed. "Do you know her name?" "We don't," Henderson admitted. "But we know something else." He pointed to a detail in the image. The woman's hand. On her ring finger was a small tattoo, 3 tiny dots in a triangle. Emily's brow furrowed. "What is that?" Henderson's voice lowered. "A marker. Some groups use it. We've seen it in theft rings, smuggling crews, people who live off staying invisible." Emily's throat tightened. "So she's a criminal?" "Yes," Henderson said, "but this goes beyond stealing." He slid another document forward, an autopsy preliminary report for Evan Cross. Emily flinched. "He overdosed?" Henderson nodded. "But toxicology shows a compound that wasn't in his system before arrest, something introduced after booking." Emily stared. "So someone inside the station, or someone who had access," Henderson said, "which is why we're keeping details tight. We're treating this like internal compromise until proven otherwise." Emily felt dizzy. "You're telling me even police could be involved?" Henderson's jaw tightened. "I'm telling you, we don't assume safety based on uniforms." Emily's eyes stung. She looked down at Rex. "But I can assume safety with him." Henderson's gaze softened slightly. "Rex doesn't get bought." Later that afternoon, Noah's doctor confirmed the best news Emily had heard in days. Noah was improving faster than expected. His oxygen was stable. His reflexes were returning. He would be discharged with monitoring and follow-ups. Emily cried openly, gripping Noah's blanket. "Thank you. Thank you." As they prepared to leave, Henderson's phone buzzed again. He answered. His posture changed mid-listen, stiffening. Emily froze. "What?" Henderson ended the call and looked at her, eyes sharp. "We got a hit on the partial plate." Emily's heart slammed. "Ah, you found her?" "We found the car registered to a Shell account," Henderson said, "but it was captured at a gas station outside town. We have a location." Emily's breath caught. "Then go." "We are," Henderson said. "Now." Within an hour, Henderson and a tactical unit approached the gas station area, an isolated strip near the highway with a diner, a motel, and a convenience store. Emily wasn't there. She was moved to a safe location with Noah. but Henderson kept her updated through brief, careful calls. From behind his vehicle, Henderson watched officers fan out. Rex stood beside him, harness on, ready. A woman exited the convenience store holding a coffee, wearing a beanie. Henderson's pulse jumped. She looked exactly like the footage, calm, casual, invisible, until Rex saw her. Rex's ears snapped forward, his body went rigid. Then Rex let out a low, vibrating growl. Henderson whispered, "That's her." The woman paused as if sensing something, then turned her head slightly. Her eyes met Henderson's across the parking lot, and instead of fear, she smiled. Then she dropped the coffee and ran. Henderson shouted, "Move!" Rex lunged forward. The woman sprinted toward the motel, weaving between cars, moving like someone who had practiced running from consequences her entire life. She burst through the motel lobby doors. Henderson and Rex followed. Inside, everything happened fast. Too fast. The woman slammed into a hallway, then turned sharply into a room. Henderson kicked the door open. Empty. The window was open, curtains flapping. Henderson rushed to the window. Outside, a dark SUV peeled out of the lot, tires screaming. Rex barked violently, straining toward it. Henderson's radio crackled. "She's escaping. SUV heading south." Henderson ran back through the lobby, heart pounding. He caught a glimpse of something on the motel counter, left behind in the rush. A small envelope. He snatched it and ripped it open. Inside was a single photo. Emily holding Noah at the mall entrance, taken from a distance. And beneath it, in neat printed letters, "You got lucky. Next time, there won't be a dog." Henderson's blood turned cold, because it wasn't just a threat. It was a message, a promise. Emily didn't see the photo until later. Henderson arrived at the safe location after midnight, his face carved from exhaustion and fury. He didn't bring cameras or reporters or grand speeches. He brought the truth. He placed the envelope on the table in the small safe house kitchen. Emily sat with Noah in her arms. Noah's cheeks warmer now, eyes brighter, his fingers gripping Emily's shirt like he knew the world could still be taken away. Henderson slid the photo toward her. Emily's breath caught instantly. "That's me," Henderson nodded. "Taken at the mall." She was watching. Emily's chest tightened as she read the words. "You got lucky. Next time, there won't be a dog." Emily's hands shook so hard the photo rattled against the table. "Oh my God," Henderson's voice was low. "This is no longer just an investigation, it's a hunt." Emily looked at him, panic rising. "So she got away. For tonight," Henderson admitted. "But she made a mistake." Emily's eyes were wet. "What mistake?" Henderson leaned in. "She wanted to scare you. That means she's emotionally invested. Professionals don't leave notes." Emily swallowed. "So she's not as calm as she looks?" "Exactly," Henderson said. "And that gives us a path." Emily looked down at Noah. "Why would she do this? Why would anyone want panic?" Henderson hesitated, then spoke carefully. "There are people who profit from fear. Sometimes it's money, sometimes it's ideology, sometimes it's control. Evan Cross was a tool. She's the hand." Emily's stomach turned. "And now she's looking at us." Henderson nodded. "Which is why you're here, secure. And why we're not stopping." Emily's voice broke. "I don't want revenge, I just want her to never touch another baby." Henderson's eyes hardened. "So do I." Over the next 2 days, the case moved like wildfire behind closed doors. The daycare was shut down. Parents were interviewed. Contractor records were pulled across counties. Every maintenance badge, every temporary hire, every friendly helper was suddenly suspicious. And slowly, painfully, connections began to appear. A stolen identity used by Evan Cross matched a theft report from 3 states away. The shell account tied to the SUV was linked to a fake charity database. The 3-dot triangle tattoo showed up in a confidential report from a task force investigating a ring that specialized in chemical theft from agricultural suppliers. Pesticides, nerve agents, compounds that could be obtained, diluted, and weaponized in small doses. Then came the break. A surveillance camera from the gas station didn't just capture the woman's car. It captured her face in the reflection of the window, clearer than any footage so far. And behind her, in the SUV, a second face. A man, older, watching, not scared, not rushed. Like this was planned with patience. A handler. Henderson stared at the still image in the task force room, feeling the pieces snap into place. This wasn't a lone criminal. This was a pair, maybe more, running a fear operation with careful steps, plant exposure, create illness, trigger panic, disappear, repeat, until one day the panic would be big enough to shake a city, until one day someone would pay for the antidote, the security, the solution, fear as business, and then Rex saved Noah and ruined their timeline. A week later, at 4:26 a.m., the SUV was spotted again, entering a storage facility outside the county line. Henderson's unit moved fast and silent. No sirens, no lights, just a coordinated sweep through cold darkness. Rex led the entry team. He didn't bark, he didn't charge blindly. He moved like a shadow with purpose. Inside the storage unit, chemical containers, gloves, printed lists, burner phones, and stacks of files. And in one of the files, a heading that made Henderson's blood run cold: Media Impact, Phase 2. They weren't finished, but now they were cornered. A door slammed somewhere in the back corridor. A woman's voice hissed. Sharp, furious, Henderson signaled. Rex's ears snapped forward. The woman in the beanie appeared at the far end, sprinting toward an exit. Behind her was the older man, moving slower but controlled. Henderson shouted, "Police! Stop!" The older man raised a weapon. Rex didn't hesitate. He launched forward like a silent bullet. The older man fired once, wide, missed. Rex hit him hard, taking him down with a trained bite to the arm. The weapon clattered across concrete. The woman screamed and tried to run past. Rex released instantly on command, spun and cut her off, body blocking her path the way he blocked Emily at the mall. The woman froze, eyes wide now for the first time. Henderson rushed in and cuffed her. She thrashed and spat, rage spilling out. "It was supposed to work. People were supposed to panic." Henderson's voice was ice. "You targeted babies." The woman's eyes burned with hatred as she stared at Rex. "That dog?" Henderson cut her off. "That dog saved more lives than you ever will." The older man groaned on the floor, restrained, blood on his sleeve. And Rex, breathing hard, steady, stood between them and the world like a living wall. Not loud, not flashy, just loyal, just present, just a hero in silence. Days later, Emily held Noah at home, sunlight spilling across the living room. Noah babbled softly, gripping his giraffe teether, cheeks round and warm again. Emily's phone buzzed. "A message from Henderson. Both suspects are in custody. Evidence recovered. You and Noah are safe." Emily covered her mouth and cried, this time from relief so deep it felt like her bones were melting. That afternoon, Henderson brought Rex by. Emily opened the door and froze as Rex padded into the room, tail wagging low. He sat in front of her like he had that first day, calm, steady, watchful. Emily knelt carefully, Noah on her hip, and touched Rex's head. "Hi," she whispered. "You saved him." Rex blinked slowly, then leaned into her hand. Noah reached out with tiny fingers and grabbed Rex's fur gently. Rex didn't move. He simply stayed. Because that's what silent heroes do. They don't ask for attention. They don't demand credit. They just stand between the innocent and the darkness, exactly when it matters most. If this story moved you, if you believe silent heroes still exist in this world, subscribe to Silent Hero Stories, because the next story is even more unbelievable and it's already waiting for you.